Yeah.
That JB Weld can't work. I'm gonna have to get something done about it. Because it says in here that you have to pressure test it.
Yeah. Well, I can't pressure test. I didn't have any parts for it. You need the head on it in order to pressure test.
Looking at it says just to make a plate in it. Because that's the installation just for the block itself.
I understand that. How are you going to seal that top all up?
It says make a plate.
Yeah, well, I don't have material here to make plates.
Because whenever I took it that day, you remember you said it was good to go.
I said that it explains in there about that front being bored in there. I didn't tell you that it was pressure tested or anything.
No.
I can show you this block back there. You can see daylight right through it.
Yeah.
It did the exact same thing as yours, but it's a Japanese version. But I didn't pressure test the block. You weren't charged for any pressure testing.
Okay, but it says in the instructions that it's supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, after you had the front end, everything put together and put the head on, then you could put pressure on it. And then see, before you put that front timing cover on, and then could see, I have no way of pressure testing that engine.
So the instructions say about the MIDs being pressure tested, and you didn't pressure test it.
No.
So,
All you wanted me to do was put the sleeves in.
well, I mean, I wanted you to do what the instructions said.
Well, you didn't explain it that way.
Huh?
You didn't explain it that way. You said you
Well, I
wanted the
had
block
no-
board and put the sleeves in, and that's what I did.
Well, yeah,
And I said I tried to seal that up as best I could. You're going to need to check it. It tells you in there just to use silicone on them holes. It says to put silicone in that bolt where it's bored through that one hole. It says put silicone in the head of the bolt before you put the bolt in.
So you followed all.
Did you do that?
What's that?
Put silicone in front of the bolt when you put it in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You
not
did
leaking.
all that?
Yeah. The only place it's
Where's it
leaking
leaking?
is back here, in the back of the block where the JB Weld is.
On the outside?
Yeah.
Well, then all you got to do is just clean it off and put some more. Seal it off.
See, I called Darton and they said that you're not supposed to use JB Weld at all.
Well, then what do they want you to use?
They said that whenever you board it, it's not even supposed to go through the block.
Well, that depends on the casting, because it tells you in there the different blocks that have casting shift,
Yeah.
different flaws will show up in it.
So you followed all these directions in here,
Yeah.
right? Except for this one. Except for finished block using an appropriate solid deck plate to seal off the deck test
Yeah, I did,
installation.
because like I said, we didn't bill you for pressure testing.
Okay, but you followed all the directions but this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a plate to put on the deck of those to
Okay.
pressure test that.
You didn't tell me about that though.
Well, you have it right in the paper that you didn't ask me if I pressure tested it.
No, I
would've
didn't.
told- I
No,
would've
that's
told you
because
that.
I don't know anything about sleeving. That's why I brought it here to get it done.
To have it machined out. And put
To
it in.
have
Yeah.
it completely done as the instruction manual says. It said give this to your machine shop and you're supposed to get a finished product back, and you told me it was good to go.
I told you it's done what you wanted done. I would
Which-
have no way. I didn't assemble the whole engine, so I couldn't tell you if it was good to go.
Right, but you're just supposed to pressure test the inside of there. I mean, yeah, I understand that nothing else would be, good to go by what you know. But the sleeves and the pressure testing should have been done here. And you should have told me if it wasn't.
I'll look back in the book. If you asked me to pressure test it, I would have wrote it
What
in the book.
I did was I asked you to install the sleeves, what it says in this book.
Yeah.
So you
told me to
did.
install the sleeve.
So you did every single thing except that one part.
All I did is I bored it out and put the O-rings on the sleeve, and I installed the sleeves in the block. That's what I was asked to do.
So you followed all the directions but one of them. And
No.
it doesn't say anything
I
about JB
did what
Weld.
you asked me to do. I bored the block out.
What I asked you to do was I handed you the sleeves
No,
and
you
the block.
didn't. No, you didn't. You handed me that, said this is the instruction for putting the sleeves in the block. You said you needed the block board out and the sleeves put in.
I didn't even know I needed the block board out. I didn't know
you
anything.
brought that in and showed me. You said that
Right.
all this needs cut out.
Yeah.
Well, you knew it needed board out in order to put them in, because that's what you were
Right, but
explaining
I
to me
didn't-
when you were standing
I didn't
there.
know it needed board out that much.
Well, neither did I till I started going and seeing. And you
Okay.
said to board out, press the sleeves in. That's what you needed, and that's what I did. You didn't tell me about pressure testing.
Yeah, but the book does.
I understand it. Well, I didn't know if you were gonna pressure test later.
But whenever I came here and picked it up, I swear you said it's good. I asked you, is this good to go? You said yes.
Good to go as in what?
As in
it's
the
not ready
block.
to run.
No, as in the block itself is good. What you did was good.
What I did was good. Yeah.
But the JB weld wasn't good. You did do the JB weld and that wasn't good.
Yeah, I did do the JB weld.
And it wasn't good.
Well, then what do you want me to put on it instead?
Uh,
That's the only thing I can think of to fill that in. If you have something better to seal it with, put a better sealer on it. If you have somebody that could weld aluminum, we'll get it welded. But I don't know what to seal.
so you guys are going to pay for that? To get it
Don't
welded?
ask me. I have no idea who's going to pay for it.
Alright, I guess I'll see you guys in court then.
For whatever it takes.
Alright.
I don't know. I got a paper here that said the board out and put 4 sleeves in it. I pulled that book back out. I wrote down what you told me to do when you came in.
Yeah.
If there's nothing written on it about pressure testing, I
I'm not
can't
a guy that does this. I mean, I thought you would have followed all the instructions in here.
How far did you want me to take it?
All the instructions, you followed every single instruction
That's not what you explained when you dropped it off.
So by what me saying?
I'm not a mind reader. You got to understand that.
Yeah, but you could be a page reader.
I understand that. Would you pay more than what you were quoted if I charged you another $150 or $200 a pressure test? You'd have said, no, I didn't want that done.
It was in the instructions, though.
I quoted you a price, and I didn't quote you on pressure testing.
Okay, so
you
you
didn't
quoted...
ask me. You didn't come back and say, well, why don't you have on here about pressure testing?
Because I had no idea.
You have the paper. You're a page reader.
Yeah, but I had no idea about this book.
Don't you sit and read that
for
before you brought it to me?
This is for you, though. You know what I mean?
And you didn't read it.
This says take this book to your local machine shop and they can do it.
It says out there.
And you did everything in here but one step.
I understand that because you didn't tell me to pressure test it.
So
you didn't tell me I'll pay to have you pressure test that block.
And I didn't tell you that you could put the O-rings on the sleeves either, but you did that.
Yes, you did. You told me to put them on and install the sleeves in the block.
Okay, but I didn't tell you to JB weld it. You know what I mean?
Well, I could have left a big hole open for you.
Then I would have known.
All you got to do is seal the hole.
Yeah. I'm just scared that it's not going to work out.
Hey, thanks for doing it right away.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know who to go to see about sealing that. But it's just it's a hole to the outside.
All right. Well, I'll see you in court.